Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday night.
Welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you are new here, our Thursday live streams are just our chance to hang out with our community and answer questions about keto and carnivore. So if you have a question, go ahead and type question and then whatever your question is, or use the super chat function, which is down below. We greatly appreciate when you send us a super chat. That does two things. It does help benefit the channel, but more importantly, it's going to highlight our screen and let us know you have a question so we don't miss it and it doesn't get lost in the chat.
That is very importante. Is everything streaming okay? Because it looks kind of weird up there. Am I not
No,
saying?
It's fine.
Okay. Well, we had some very exciting news that I shared on all the socials this morning.
You beat me to it. I wasn't saying a word.
Were you going to say, do you have
Anthony,
a picture
it wasn't
to share?
me. No, I don't.
So we're having another grandbaby.
Yeah, we're doing all the work.
Yeah, right. Obviously. But we, what I can share, I don't know if they've shared name yet, but they've shared girl.
Yes.
So it's going to be another.
We're getting another granddaughter. So
excited
about that. Due next year. We are so excited. This is not from John Paul Michelle.
Yeah.
This is actually Anthony and Sarah, who got married just about 2 years ago.
I'm excited because I'm going to watch Anthony like get even more snuggly and softer. You know, I was telling Laura today, who came by, and she brought us some amazing cheesecake, just like amazing cheesecake that she had made to just celebrate the announcement. And I thought that was just so sweet. Thank you, Laura, if you're watching. And I said, you know, when he would do videos with you, he was like no nonsense guy.
Yes.
Anthony was always the one that I would go to when I picked out an outfit so that he would help me not make a fool out of myself. Because he's going to tell you, you know, Caleb would say, oh, you look so beautiful. I love that color on you. And Anthony would be like, burn the dress and then go slap whoever sold it to you. Right. But now you're going to have a little girl. So yes. I think he's going to soften.
Yeah,
I really do.
So welcome to our live stream. I did want to give a shout out for tonight's highlight product. It is Salty.
Stay hydrated with Salty.
We stay hydrated with Salty every single day. Drink a couple of them every single day. I am currently drinking sparkling lemonade. Their preview flavor that they had a couple of weeks ago. It is delicious in sparkling water. Absolutely love it. We use Salty on a regular basis, especially because it's so hot out here.
Daily.
I was out working on the farm today. I purchased a golf cart. Ridiculously cheap at auction, but it's needed some work. Batteries were good. That's the most expensive part about a golf cart.
Right.
But doing little things like fixing lights and had to adjust the brakes and those kind of things. I'm going to be probably selling it. It's kind of like a flip situation. And then I was working on our gate because we've separated our Rams from our ewes because our Rams kind of want to get busy. And the girls aren't ready yet.
They're not ready.
And we had them next to each other. But the boys know how to what's called fence breed, like breed through the fence. And they will ignore the electric fence and deal with the shock to get with the girls. So we put the boys, they're actually right outside this window right here. They're over here. So I had to fix our front gate so that if they happen to get out of their electric paddock, they can't go anywhere. They're still trapped on the property. But it was hot out there, and I heavily rely on electrolytes. So if you need some electrolytes, use the link that's on the screen or the one that's down below in the description box, and that will save you 10%.
So F&P Feel Good says, has anyone ever made a better than anything layered dessert or a clear cake with keto chow pudding and maybe a sugar-free no-bake cheesecake and whipped cream? That actually sounds really good. I'm going to tell you, I think that Laura used one of like a Maria Emmerich recipe for the filling of the cheesecake. And what I really enjoyed about it was how hard it is. It is like good. And I mean, it's keeping its shape really well, which means
it was delicious. And cheesecake's my favorite.
It is so good. And I just took a little sliver off of it.
I want to eat the whole thing.
We have plenty.
You've had yours. I get the rest.
So it's so good. And I was thinking, so that's it, probably going to be in one of the Maria Emmerich cookbooks or online for her base for a cheesecake. And she had a pork rind crumb layer. That was really good. But I'm thinking it is hard enough that I feel like you could top it with something and it could hold it.
Absolutely. And we have on our website some recipe videos for keto chow pudding. We have a keto chow cheesecake, like where I use keto chow. You don't have to use keto chow, but it really gives a lot of flavor and texture.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, again, cheesecake is my absolute favorite thing. And it's probably the easiest dessert to make into keto or even carnivore. I mean, it's just the only thing you have to swap out a sweetener from pretty much any recipe. Dustin said, have you made the keto chow egg pudding and make it into a creamy? Yes, we have. I've had times where we made the egg pudding and then it was starting to go bad, so we froze it and it comes out like a custard. It is really, really, really good.
Really good. Joe, can you come up with a pumpkin dessert?
Don't we have a dessert?
I feel like we do have a pumpkin dessert. I'm almost positive we have a pumpkin muffin. But I feel like we did a pumpkin thing, but I will look it up because
if not, I have some that maybe I never made a video
right around
or we
the corner.
Put it in the vlog or something.
Yeah,
like
but we will find it. That's a great idea because pumpkin season is coming.
Yes. Sarah said, I'm making freezer breakfast burritos in bulk for my hubby and my son. Bought an air fryer, so hopefully son can make his own. That is
brilliant.
Awesome.
There is so much you can do with an air fryer. Air fryers just make everything so much easier. Like I was saying, I was talking to Laura this morning and she had gone on a girls trip and had come home and I was like, how did your husband survive? And she was like, well, it's easy. If you're doing just like eggs, bacon, hamburger patties, it's something that you can just throw into the air fryer and it's like bada bing, bada boom, done.
Dustin said, us grandparents do put in all the work.
Obviously.
I don't necessarily know if Michelle would agree with that. I definitely know that. I think the difference is, and it's not anything with our children, it's with me. And if my kids and like Michelle and Sarah are anything like we were, I can understand. So like when you're a parent, you're with the kids all day long and all night and all weekend, and you're like, go play. Like, they kind of get put off to the side a little bit, not in a bad way, but because life exists.
We need laundry done.
But when we get a grandchild,
undivided attention.
Is undivided attention, which is why we never get any work done. But that's because you get to give them back.
Well, and the kids are always exhausted, right? After a day with grandma and grandpa, because we like run them down.
Right.
Like, no, getting Oma's undivided attention is like a lot for anybody. Ask Opa. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
Oh, good to hear for
Andy
Andy's
said
mom
is out of the hospital, thinks she's better and then she actually is. She needs to rest.
So it's in both directions, right? You've got to like watch out for them grandbabies. And then you also have to watch out for the parents that are like, I can do this thing. Lay down for a minute.
Dustin said, I lost my salty lemonade packets.
Oh, no.
I got them in. They were on the kitchen table. The kids moved things around and I can't find them. Sorry, Dustin. Sucks to be you.
I am the kid that moves stuff around.
Yes. And I get in trouble when I'm like, she'll be like, where is the packing tape? I don't know. It was on the kitchen counter. Well, where did you put it? You are the one who takes everything and takes it off the kitchen counter because you don't want. I know where I left it.
Where?
But if you say that, spouses, back me up. If you say you're the one that put it away, even when it's true, you still get in trouble for bringing that up.
Where is your landing center for stuff? Because we are way beyond a junk drawer. Like,
you have 2 junk drawers in the kitchen. Actually, 3.
There's 2.
You have 3.
I have 2. You may have a third one.
No, there's a third one that gets junk over by the Vitamix. Not as much junk, but still junk.
That's not mine. That's what do you mean, the lid thing?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's just lids.
Okay.
But anyway, we have a constant stream of the stuff that's coming in and going out.
Right.
And so we have this amazing kitchen island.
Yes.
And it just seems like, wow, this is a complete hanger that we can just put everything across. Is there a place that is not a junk drawer, but it's a helipad for all of your crap that's going in and going out?
So the problem is that when we moved, I agreed that like my stuff would get stored in my office. which I'm completely fine with.
That was a really good decision.
So Rachel takes all the stuff that she thinks is mine and she puts it in my office.
All of it's his.
But she just kind of piles it. And now I don't even know where it is because it just gets thrown in there.
Not my business.
But then her stuff gets to stay on the kitchen counter.
My stuff is not on the kitchen counter.
I'm just saying sometimes. But the thing is the packing tape has never once entered my office when you put it away. So one of these days we're going to open up something and there's going to be like 20 rolls of packing tape.
Packing tape and scissors and like what are other things
that just disappear? Aside from socks.
Socks. The companion of the sock, right? Like there's so many cold cases out there where like, where is the sock? Scissors, I feel like I buy regularly. It's almost like
10 pair and I still can't find any of them.
It's almost like a grocery list item. Like, oh, we're out of this. We're out of butter. We're out of cheese. And we're also out of scissors. How do you get out of scissors? Seems crazy.
So again, if you have a question about keto or carnivore, please go ahead and type the question in so we have something to talk about other than our stupid junk drawer.
I know. I'm so sorry about that.
Sarah said I made some almond flour brownies. Going to try to do a keto pudding ice cream with brownie bites in the cream.
Yum.
So one of the things I like to do is I make like a keto chow ice cream and then I take like some keto brownies or something like that and I put it as crumble on the bottom and it kind of soaks up the melting ice cream.
Oof.
Absolutely amazing.
So good. JJ said, my mom used to make something she called a striped delight, which was pudding, cream cheese, and whipped cream. A keto chow version would be a great idea to make as a tribute to her. That sounds freaking delicious.
Matt said, best appliance in our house is the 3D printer.
Right now, I have to say, I'll have to share it, but like Joe is making really beautiful, my best friend from high school, like we've been friends since 9th grade. Her youngest son is getting married tomorrow, going to the wedding. And Joe was like, I'll make a cutting board for them and like some coasters with like their names and stuff on it. And it's just coming out so beautifully. I love all the 3D printer stuff. I didn't think that I would enjoy another gadget, but that wood burning thing, what is that called?
It's a laser. It's the We Create Vision 45 laser engraver.
It is so pretty. And then you have mineral oil that and now it's like the wood just looks beautiful. And I feel like I have a very fancy gift to bring, which is nice. Appreciate that.
Dustin said 4 people outside of Chandra and I, they just stash stuff wherever they find room, could be in a cabinet. I'm sure it'll show up 84 years later.
It really will. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that it doesn't even make sense. I feel like I'm Carrie Bradshaw at this point where I'm like stuffing sweaters into kitchen things. So I'm trying to keep it kitchen. Like, let's keep it kitchen if it's in the kitchen.
I'm the one who cleans out the junk drawer. Every once in a while, I open up the drawer and then you can't open it.
Right.
So I throw everything out. It could be anything. Unless I think it's important to me, like scissors, things like that will stay in there. But I'll find like makeup sticks, lipstick, moisturizer,
makeup
needles.
Sticks. What is a makeup stick?
Anything.
You mean like eyeliner?
It could be anything. And not just your stuff, but just little things that you're like, why are we saving this? It all goes in the garbage. And I do that like once every 6 months. I mean, one of them has like 50 notepads. I
need to write things down sometimes.
But one notepad is enough.
I know. And one of those notepads needs to say, Rachel, clean out the junk drawer.
So Sarah said we moved and our junk drawer stayed in the old house. When we built the kitchen, I said no junk drawers. Yeah, now we have at least 2.
What about you, JJ? So you are like starting with a clean freaking slate, right? Like brand new house. Like, what do you do with the brand new house? Like, do you look at the house? Like, do you look inside and be like, hey, as we're deciding, what floor plan we like this is where our crap is going to go. Like, you have to see, is there a closet? Is there a drawer?
Sarah said, usually when I can't find something, it's because my hubby borrowed it to be used for not its intended purpose.
Like, basically like a hammer to put up something that's not hammer related.
Matt said, I'm jealous of you having a laser engraver. I would love to have one, but at least I got the approval for a second printer.
Nice.
I actually have too many. I'm trying to sell some of my own printers because I have so many of them. I love the laser engraver. The problem with a laser engraver.
Is that where you're doing the coasters as well?
Yes, on the laser engraver. There's a major problem inconvenience with the laser engraver. So in our old house, it was in the garage. In this house, it's in my office. Well, the problem with the laser engraver is it puts off smoke, and it could be a lot. You're burning wood. And so you need to exhaust it. Like I do have this like exhaust thing that's supposed to catch it. It sort of works, but the filters are expensive and you use them up very quickly.
You have that thing piping it out of the house.
What I did was I basically, because I have a window AC in my house, in my office, I 3D printed a little outlet to vent it outside. But now the problem is critters can crawl through that vent if they really want to. So I need to kind of redesign it. But at some point, I'm going to put in a mini split, and then I won't have the window AC. So then I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe drill a hole directly through the wall. I don't know.
Seems like a Joe thing.
Because that is the problem with it is it puts off a lot of smoke, and they're big.
Okay, so to bring this back to keto and carnivore and food related things, although I can make a case for when you have a cluttered life, making the right decisions becomes harder because you don't realize like how much clutter weighs on you. Like sometimes just dealing, I remember like when we were in the old house, like some of the clutter, especially like the garage would get so overdone that I would be like, you would just go eat to not have to deal with the clutter. Like it really would be, you make it a food related thing, right? But I will say that unless we're really diligent about it, the space that will get cluttered for us is our freezer. And a freezer is something that you need. It's awesome. It really makes things easier to have a deep freeze. And we have one now. We have
a small one.
You know, but it's the kind that's like the chest freezer, which I really enjoy because I think it keeps the temperature the same. However,
things can get lost.
It can be, you don't even realize what you have. So how do you, in the chat or on the replay, if you're watching this, leave in the comments, what do you do to keep, if you have an extra freezer, how do you keep that organized?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm sure there's some people that are super organized and even label it so that they have a first in, first out sort of situation. But I feel like what we usually do is it becomes a monthly challenge for like the 2KK family. And it's like, okay, October is going to be the thing that we just eat everything in our freezer, y'all. And that's how our freezer gets cleaned.
Susan said, I drink salty Coco Loco every day before I go to bed, even when it's hot here in California. I'm the same way. Instead of a coffee, I drink a Coco Loco or a Caramel Vibes. And it puts you to sleep. It reminds me of hot milk. Did y'all ever have hot milk as a kid?
Yes.
You were in Florida. I can't believe you actually had hot milk.
We still had to go to sleep sometimes.
So I will never forget when I was growing up, the gentleman who lived across the street from me, his name was Buddy, and he was George Steinbrenner's personal limo driver.
Hello. Did he have a fancy car?
He had a limo.
Oh, did it live at his house?
Yes. And he was a very, very nice guy. And it was great because he actually, I don't remember which one of my birthdays, he had gotten me because he drove a lot of people around. He got me an autographed football from Joe Namath.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it have an STD?
Huh?
Sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Lots of things.
Anyway, Buddy helped a lot of the elderly people in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So when we would have snowstorms during the winter, Buddy would take me around the neighborhood and pay me to shovel the driveways of the elderly senior citizens.
That's nice.
And then would give me like hot milk to warm me up at the night.
Good job doing all that labor. Here's some hot.
Because you're out in the middle of a snowstorm and you stay out late and that kind of stuff.
That wasn't your payment.
Yeah. No, it wasn't my payment. No, I got paid money. But he helped me. You know, he would find people that needed their grass cut and that kind of stuff.
I'm just picturing you getting paid in hot milk.
So anyway, yes, I love drinking like the hot Coco Loco and Caramel Vibes. And I put just a touch of cream in it too. JJ said my little tiny kitchen has 3 drawers, no junk allowed, flatware, knives, and everything else. We've been majorly downsizing. Give it time.
I know.
Give it time.
You know what's really annoying is that one drawer that like the forks, there's one fork that will not behave properly. And so it is always trying to like, it's acting like tongs, or it's acting like the potato masher when we used to have a potato masher used to act, that it's just like, I'm going to turn myself in a certain way that you're not going to be able to open and close the
one
drawer
thing
easily.
I don't like about our kitchen drawers, actually it's really only that one, but the top drawer.
Yes.
It's not as deep as I would like it.
Deep
but
and wide.
The good thing about that is that the cabinet below it is taller than most. Like you could put more stuff. I can shove more things below, but the drawer is not quite as deep as some of the drawers that we've had in the past. Maybe it's because our last house was built in 1976.
That'll do it.
And so they've done things different. But the problem with our silverware drawers, we put in like a bamboo divider, which is great. It does a good job dividing everything and it fills the entire drawer, but it raises everything up like this. So if the forks and the spoons and the knives aren't laying perfect, like if you just kind of throw it in there and now they're like not stacked nice, yeah, you can't open and close the drawer.
So I have a question, and I'm going to take out like any discussion.
You've got no comments here. So
any discussion. Termites ate my kitchen cabinets. Oh no, Rick.
We had that problem in our old house.
I just thought like it was slowly just wearing away from like being old.
Remember they started in the kitchen cabinet.
Cork just started falling out every time you'd open the cabinet. Forget about, yes, there's some plastic plates. People have issues with plastic plates, disposable things and stuff. Do you think having disposable dishes and silver, do you think that helps or hinders you if you're trying to stick to keto and carnivore? Do you think it is a blessing or a curse?
So take out the health aspect of, okay, you should not put hot food and heat on paper plates. I do. Not going to go there.
I'll put them in timeout later.
I don't use plastic.
Right.
I'm working on a video on why. But paper plates are my thing. I even
a lot
get
of people's thing.
I even get annoyed when you'll make us a nice dinner every once in a while when Rachel decides she's going to cook. And she'll bring it to me and it's on the nice Le Creuset stoneware plates. And there's a part of me that's going, oh, this is so nice. Rachel made me dinner. I didn't have to put my plate together.
Isn't it romantic?
And then the other side of me is going, why are we not using paper plates? Now we have to clean the plates. Like, can't we just use paper plates? For me, paper plates this is silly, but it makes it easier to stay keto because I can just throw it on there. I can throw anything on there, burgers. I mean, we go through a lot of paper plates.
Sure.
And, but if I go out to the grill, everything is on a paper plate because it's less cleaning, especially because now we don't have children to clean anymore.
Well, and everything just gets, we can burn stuff even. If it's just a paper plate, And it's usually whatever party is clearanced. Right now, we're in World Soccer for years.
We have a lot of plates that have soccer balls and then some kind of one with fruit because I had gone to Sam's Club and this was after the World, soccer.
And apparently a fruit bowl.
So they had paper plates and they're nice. They're like, the bigger paper plates, but they have soccer balls. They're green and with a soccer ball on them. And they were 75% off. And I'm like, I don't care what's on it. So, it's like Halloween. We used to use Halloween plates year round.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate here. And for the most part, I enjoy just making things easy. Okay. I grew up in a house, and let me know if this was similar to you. My mom never used the same plate or fork for anything. So it was like, if she got something and then you have to go back and get a dollop of something else, there's a new plate. And so dishes, I'm like anti, everything is going on the same plate. I'm the person that likes to make one tray, one pan dinners because I don't want to have to clean up after a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Okay. But I could see where it also could be a problem if you're somebody who is like doing a bunch of drive-bys. It could be a drive-by thing where you're like, okay, I'm trying to only have 2 or 3 dining experiences a day. Snacks are an emotional thing. They're not necessary. They're emotional. Like Ask Dr. Cybus, right? And so I do think that paper plates makes it easier for you to grab a snack and then discard the evidence that a snack happened because you're not washing it. What do you guys think?
So Rick said, I'm a zero waste here. Nothing I own is disposable. And I get that. I mean, is it a waste? Yes. For me, it's convenience. I don't want to have to do the dishes. Rachel doesn't want to have to do the dishes.
Well, and we have a time of use electricity thing.
Yes.
So even using the dishwasher, I have to time that. I have to use the dishwasher after 9 o'clock or before noon. Right?
Yeah.
Right
and
now.
I'm the kind of person that I will use the same thing. Like my Stanley mug probably gets washed once a month.
Yeah.
I will use the same mason jar all day, 2 or 3 days in a row without washing it. I mean, I know this sounds gross.
We're gross.
But if I heat something up in one of my glass Pyrex in the microwave, that's my bowl. Like I'm not putting that on a plate. I'm just gonna take that glass Pyrex,
and it becomes your soup
that
bowl.
Becomes my serving thing. So for me, it's just a convenience thing.
Yeah.
Sarah said we stopped using paper plastic when we got a dishwasher.
Oh, there you go.
Juliana said there was a massive study done that plastic straws and paper wrappers is less impact on the environment when you take into the energy and resources to make straw and clean it over its lifestyle.
That's fascinating.
That is. Sarah said we've been switching to glass storage too. I need to get some silicone lids. Yeah, we only use glass
and silicone.
Connie said I love using paper and styrofoam. Now I do not use styrofoam for 2 reasons. Number one, it doesn't break down, and number 2, I can't burn it.
No.
And also, like, it's flimsy.
Well, the fourth is the chickens. If a chicken sees anything
styrofoam, yes, they will eat styrofoam.
They will just try to eat it.
Which I don't know if Steve is on here who wants our old metal roofs. You need to get them because the chickens will continue to eat the insulation from inside of it.
It's so bizarre.
Rick said I never saw a need for paper plates. It's just convenience.
Be married to Rachel.
Juliana said they did glass, stainless, rigid plastic, bamboo. McDonald's plastic straw was the winner over.
Fascinating. I never would have guessed that. I think everything
so long as it's not a paper straw. I'm sorry. Whoever invented paper straws should be shot.
It's awful. It's so fun. I can remember like in kids ministry, like kids would come in on Sunday morning and they had gotten some sort of little kid version of a coffee with their parents. And I would watch them literally like dissolve this paper straw and just eat it. They're just eating this paper straw that's in the cup because it's disintegrating into their mouth.
Rick said on the road, I eat a lot out of the pot I cook in.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. JJ said ate lunch at my grandmother's house every Sunday growing up. I always got a saucer for dessert instead of using my plate like everyone else. Everyone complained. My mama got me. I miss her.
You know, they do know. I really enjoyed having actual coffee with my grandparents every morning, and they'd have a special cup and saucer for me. I love it.
Chris said, better watch out. Stanley is full of lead.
Heard that.
Sarah said, I have actually told my patients that snacking is always emotional. If they feel a little hungry, drink water, do an activity for 15 minutes. They're still hungry, eat a meal. Patients were amazed.
It really is. And again, it is okay to be bored, to need distraction, to need to change where you are for the moment. Like the fact that we feel like we never need a break. But what happens is we have just made breaks related to food, but we can change that. We can still maintain the break, but use that time away from our desk or away from what we're doing to do something other than eat food.
Yeah. Matt and Chris both say paper straws are from the devil.
Seriously.
Rick said, I make my own soap and I wash everything I use.
How nice.
And he said plastic packaging and straws can be converted to diesel.
Man, that was
make me some diesel and send it over here. My truck is running on fumes because I refuse to pay $5.50 a
We're
gallon.
thinking about going back to biodiesel. right?
It can't be done on my truck.
So Mickey said, all the junk that made me over 620 pounds. I was killing me for sure. Plastic containers and plates or paper plates, I worry zero about. It's enough eating right from all childhood trauma, really. That's a great perspective, and congratulations on your weight loss.
Matt said the agave straw Jaffies and Disney parks are the best alternative. They don't dissolve even after taking your time to drink your coffee. Okay. And bamboo straws are really good.
Matt, you've ruined me now, because right as soon as you said the trigger word, Joffrey's coffee, I love Joffrey's coffee.
We don't have Disney tickets anymore.
I've got one beef with Joffrey though, and it is the sugar-free syrup is not available in Disney Springs. It is only available.
It is if you go to the main Joffrey's, but not the kiosk.
But not the kiosk. And I'm like, why?
And I don't want to walk over to the main one.
So they need to fix that.
Okay, Caitlin has a question.
Yes.
After your interview with Maria, I'm a little confused on how much fat I should be eating. Okay, sure. Okay, I think have misunderstood some of that. I was actually accused of deleting somebody's comment, and just to let everybody know, I have not deleted anybody's comment. It takes a lot to get your comment deleted on our channel. Usually you're going to get a snarky comment back, not a deletion.
But if you're naughty.
We even had I can tell you in the last 4 months, I've deleted one comment who wanted to bring a bunch of political things into
the
video for the soda stream.
There's so many other places
and I gave them a chance, and I just said, this is not the place for political stuff. And they came back with it, yada. And now we're done.
Bye.
But here's the thing with the fat. When Maria is talking about the overdoing of fat, she's talking about, like, if you go into the carnivore groups, and you even see this in some strict keto people.
Sure.
It is eat fat, eat more fat than you can't overeat fat. Fat can't make you fat. That is simply not true. Fat is your lever. Fat is your fuel. You need to consume fat, but you don't need to over-consume fat. So the most important macro is going to be protein. You want to get at least 100 grams of protein a day, and that's the bare minimum. And honestly, it's not really enough for most people.
Thanks, Miriam.
Then a good place to start with fat is about 1 to 1. Okay, so 1 gram of protein to 1 gram of fat. That's a good place to start. If you figure it out, that works out to be about 65 to 70% of your calories coming from fat. That is traditional keto. Okay, now, if you're eating 100 grams of protein, and if you're only eating 100 grams of fat, you're only talking about 1,300 calories. That's not a lot.
Right.
So it really comes down to, what are you eating? Are you trying to lose weight? But if there's no reason, unless you are in maintenance mode and highly active and need a lot of energy, there is zero reason to be eating a couple of ribeyes for the day and then a couple of sticks of butter.
On top of it.
On top of that. Yeah. Like, a ribeye itself is 1 gram of protein to 1 gram of fat. So if you eat 2 of them, you're at 2,600 calories, 2 1-pound steaks. You're at 2,600 calories, 70% of your from fat. Now add in a stick of butter, you just ate another 800 calories in fat.
And what did you get for those calories? What are you getting for that extra stick of butter?
It's fuel, but you have to burn them.
Right. Are you using up that much fuel? If we're going to go on a really long trip, your tank of gas will hold how many gallons of diesel?
60.
60 gallons of diesel. But I noticed...
And I only have a quarter of a tank left, and that's why I don't want to fill it up, because it's going to cost me $500 to fill it.
But for the most part, with your tank, you never really have to, unless we're going on a trip to, like, Indiana, you don't have to always keep it completely full to enjoy your truck. Why? Because you're not driving it that far and using up the fuel that you're giving
Now,
it.
If you want to continue with the car analogy.
Sure.
Okay. You also don't want to always be running on empty.
Yes.
And why? Because that's where all the junk sits.
That's
like
good.
Water, sand, sediment, it's all on the bottom. So if you're only leaving a little bit, more stuff can get stirred up that goes into your fuel filter as you go through filters bad. So you want to find that level of fat. So this comes down to trial and error. There is no calculator. There is no person. There is no even really scan that can tell you exactly how much fat you need to eat.
You're going to have to play with it.
Weight. You have to play with it. You start at a number. Using a calculator can help you because that will give you a starting point. And honestly, the best way to use any type of calculator is to do it in conjunction with like some type of a scan that tells you what your muscle mass is, what your basal metabolic rate is. So you use that. So let's say you put everything into a calculator and the calculator says you should be eating 1,500 calories. And what you want to do is put it in there to maintain, not to lose weight. You put it in, let's say it says 1,500 calories. Now you eat that for a couple of weeks and see what happens. If the scale's going down more than a half a pound to a pound a week, you're eating not enough food.
Right.
You need to eat more. If it's going up, you're overeating. Now, if you're at 1,400 or 1,500 calories and it's going up when you're eating, what you need to do is do a reverse diet. Because that should be the bare minimum of what you're eating.
Well, two things. I saw that there was a question back there. I do want to say congratulations to Juju B. I see her saying, got open house tomorrow, got a little bit of imposter syndrome trying to creep in. And I just want to remind you of how amazing you are and how far you've come. Do you remember years ago when Juliana was just thinking about maybe I'm going to get a job at the school?
Mm-hmm.
And now look how far you've come. You have nothing to feel imposter syndrome about. You are large and in charge, girl. You have got this. And I'm super, super proud of you.
So Karen said we use a lot of paper plates, but soon I'll have a new dishwasher. Maybe use will change.
True.
So Rick said Stanley Cups used lead solder for construction, but no lead in the liquid contact area. We were talking about that earlier today. We can talk about it if somebody wants to bring it up, but I'm not going to bring it up unless somebody brings it up. But I mean, again, that was a fear-mongering thing. If it's not touching your liquid, it can't get into your drink. Who cares? I'm a scuba diver. I wear lead weights. So, I mean, are you consuming it?
I think gasoline is dangerous if you get it on your body.
Yes.
And yet you're riding in a car.
Yes.
That car's got gasoline in it. Most likely, right?
I mean, we still use lead weights for fishing. Juliana said, I just got a hand-thrown glazed donut, painted tiny cup.
Hand painted. Not
hand-thrown, glazed, hand-painted tiny cup.
There was no donut.
For my Nespresso in my classroom, it's just espresso and all my mugs are too big. 99 cents for sustainability.
How nice. I love
Rick
it.
said veggie oil or biodiesel will destroy the newer trucks. Yeah, so years ago I had a 2003 Ford F350 dually.
It was very
When
thrifty.
I bought it, diesel fuel was 79 cents a gallon.
Back in the olden times.
Then diesel went up. I guess it was right around when you and I met. It was like 2007, and diesel was well over $4 a gallon. So I started going, I put a filter on the back of the truck. I put a tank in the back of the truck, and I started going to Five Guys. And all of a sudden, you couldn't get free oil. You used to be able to go get free oil from all of these places.
Please take it.
They sell it to you now.
Right.
So Five Guys uses peanut oil, which is one of the best oils you can use for biodiesel. So I would go, and every week they would give me 20 gallons of peanut oil. They clean their fryer once a week, and they would give me 4 5-gallon buckets.
They were glad to get rid of it back then.
And I paid them $20, and I would take it, run it in through the filter, and I ran my truck for 350,000 miles on that truck.
And
but this was pre-DAF, pre-computer sensors and all that stuff in regen.
Lady
Can't do it anymore.
Fritzer is asking, what meat grinder would you recommend for reliable home use lately? And are other brands identical, using it for sausage, chicken, and beef?
So with the meat grinders, what you want, the mistake that people make with meat grinders is they buy a small one and not a powerful one. As much as I love my KitchenAid, the meat grinder that goes on the front of a KitchenAid is garbage.
The attachment?
The attachment. The ones you're going to find on Amazon for $60 or $70 are garbage.
What do you really think, Anthony Jr.? Well,
here's why. Because when it comes to grinding your meat, especially if it has any kind of fat in it, you want everything to be super cold.
Yes.
Otherwise, you end up with emulsification and sticky nonsense.
It's a mess.
So number one, you want a meat grinder where you can take the main piece, if possible, and stick it in the freezer. You would like to get that cold. You want your meat super cold. If it's taking you too long to grind it, put it back in the freezer and let it grind for a little bit. So
you mean let it chill?
Let it chill for a little bit while you're grinding the other stuff. Like only take out what you can grind in a little bit. The problem with the cheap ones and the KitchenAid ones is they're just not powerful enough. And so it takes a long time to grind it and you're shoving it down. And meanwhile, you're breaking down the proteins, you're getting an emulsification. So you really want a good one. So my recommendation is always there. I think there's actually a link down below for Meet Your Maker. I don't even think we make money from them, but I have the Meet Your Maker. I'm going to tell you, you want at least a 0.5 horsepower to a 1 horsepower meat grinder. You want something, it's going to be a little bulky, but if you're doing a lot of grinding, it's worth it. They're not super expensive. You can get them for $150 to $200 usually, but you want something that can really handle a lot of meat, because the faster you can grind it, the better you're going to have a result. And you also want something that you can have different size dies.
Probably not a popular opinion. However, I'm going to just share this. I tend to like ground meat more than I like roasts.
Me too.
So it is much better. Even when we're getting like a cow share, I always want, I mean, obviously I want steaks, but my next thing is just ground beef. Like I want a lot of ground stuff because it's just very versatile. I like ground pork. I like ground chicken. I like ground beef. I just use it for multiple things. And so I think it's worth it. And I do think that it's a great way. Having that appliance is a great way where you can get cheaper cuts of meat and then be able to use it.
So I was just looking up.
It's also a really nice way that you can blend in. If you need to feather in a little bit of organ meat, because you know you should, with the ground beef, like the hamburger meat.
So you don't necessarily need a dual grind. So this is the Meet Your Maker ones. You don't need these really expensive ones that are dual grind. But something like one of these 1 horsepower ones, this 0.5 horsepower one, 500 watt is going to be the smallest I would possibly go.
That's $189.95.
Yes.
It's not terrible.
I think this is the one that we have. I think either this one or the 3/4 horsepower.
I feel like
I don't remember. The prices
3/4.
have gone way up, and you can find them cheaper than on Meet Your Maker. But what you want to be able to do is put this thing in your freezer. I believe this is the one that we have, just because of the way it's situated. But everything should be super strong so that you can really run through and do it very quickly.
And again, always keep that meat cold. Otherwise, you're going to be cussing and a fussing.
Well, it's just going to ruin your meat.
It just really aggravates you.
Okay, let me get back over
here. We've made our own sausage. We've done hot dogs. You can do 2 crazy ketos and do like hot dogs or sausage. We've made chicken sausage. We've made beef sausage, our own hot dogs. It's delicious.
Miriam said you don't have Disney tickets anymore. No, we took a break from them because we really weren't going. The kids don't really go. And Disney doesn't give you a discount for renewing.
Right. Universal
so it'd be one thing if like they're like, hey, if you renew your tickets, we give you 20% off. That's why we've kept renewing Universal. But Disney doesn't. So we're like, well, we're not going to go for at least 3 months because we know everything that's going on right now. So why bother paying for tickets? So we figured that when like maybe John Paul and Michelle, if they were to get tickets, maybe then we would jump back in. But right now, nobody has tickets. I have a feeling Anthony and Sarah will get tickets
later
because they canceled their Universal because Sarah can't go on rides now. So they didn't renew them. And if we're honest, Disney's better for little kids.
Of course.
There's a lot more to do for little kids.
Caleb and like we still have Universal Studios tickets
for a couple months.
And Caleb and Kirsten have both Disney and Universal. So if they want to meet up, they can just meet us up for Universal. And John, Paul, and Michelle still have Universal.
Miriam said your hair looks cute.
Thank you.
Sarah said, I want a grinder and a slicer. I have so much room for appliances. Now, not the money.
So which would you get? You get one or the other. What do you get? You can only have either a grinder or a slicer. Which one would you choose?
Depends on what you're trying to do. I mean,
well, obviously it depends on what you're trying to do.
If you're like me and you like to make a lot of meat chips, a slicer is great. But again, with a slicer, you want a good one. Don't buy those $100 ones that, especially if if you want to slice frozen meat, if you want to make like our carnivore chips, like the carnivore crisps kind of thing, the carnivore snacks, you need a good one because again, you need a kind of powerful one. That's going to cost you a couple $100.
Okay.
So based on meat prices and everything else, if I would go grinder, I would put the money to a grinder over a slicer right now, because with a grinder, you can get really cheap meat. You can buy like cube steak and chuck and just throw it all in a grinder yourself and know that it'll many times be cheaper than buying ground beef. A lot of times you can get like a chuck roast for less money than ground beef.
Right.
You know, not all the time, but sometimes. You could also have fun. If you want to have liver and heart and organ meat and some of the other offal, you can throw it in there through your grinder with like all of your other meat. Well, you could mix pork.
I was going to say you can cut the beef with pork and make like a meatball type of mix.
And again, based on meat, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You will not see a reduction in beef prices for at least 3 years. At least 3 years. So it's only going to go up more, especially because we as keto and carnivore are pushing people to eat more meat. But they just released the latest report on cattle, and there are currently, I think it's 300,000 less cattle in the United States now over last year.
That's a lot.
So we've got less cattle than we had last year.
Go to the Brazilian steakhouse like right now, this weekend.
And so the only thing you can do is you need to get more cows. But so if everybody decided I'm going to hold back one of my calves so that not butcher her so that I can have more babies for next year, that will take 3 years. For if a calf was born today, that's 3 years before that calf will put something into the market.
Mm.
So a year to get her to the age of pregnancy,
right?
9 months for pregnancy, and then 16 to 18 months for her offspring to be butcherable.
Oof.
So it ain't going away. So with that said, like, if you have access to big bulk cuts and you can grind stuff, you're going to save yourself a lot of money.
All I can think of is Ross from Friends going, pivot. We need to pivot. Carnivore keto community, we need to pivot.
Karen said, we have the LEM 3/4 horsepower hubby ground up a brisket to make hamburger. Yep. The LEM is a great product too. The only thing I like about, and they're very similar to the LEM, the biggest thing I like about Meet Your Maker is it's a lifetime warranty. FMP Feel Good. The only thing I really add far to my coffee is the AM 2 tablespoons of butter and the 3 of the smaller eggs from our yard chickens.
Nice.
A holdover from beef butter, bacon, and egg days, plus stevia, and extra teaspoon of instant coffee.
Yum.
Okay. Dustin, what did you think about the D23 announcements, if you heard them? I only heard some of them. I didn't hear them all. So you would have to let me know what they are. Matt said, Joe, which printers are you getting rid of? Might be in the market for a second printer. I'll let you know.
Oh, yeah.
I have one that I would not give you. It was funny. We had them at the flea. People are like, what is that?
Yeah, what is that thing we were trying to sell at the flea market?
JJ said, I thought I was having hip problems. My doctor says it's bursitis.
Oh.
Would doing a restriction like beef butter help, bacon and egg help, you think? Yes, I think it would.
I really do.
Rich said, I was cooking bale wrappers and plastic mulch sheets to make diesel.
Oh my goodness. Juju, 40% through your grad program.
Like, that is awesome.
You're amazing. This is amazing. A wood power truck. the way the world is, I'm going to have to buy her a wood product. What, didn't your mom have a crank engine at one point?
That was her first car.
You have to crank it in order to get it started.
Rick said the last time I bought diesel was in February. All my errands are by bike.
Never go below a fourth of a tank. I will never forget. I dated a gentleman when I was 16 years old. I was not allowed to date until I was 16. First dates. I dated a gentleman who believed that he knew every hair amount of the E. So his car was always an E because you're a child and you have no money, and paying for gas was, I don't care if it's 75 cents or not a gallon, right? It's like, it's just for the time period you're living in. So he never wanted to get gas. And you'd always be like, I know, it says red, but like, I've got this many more miles until we're out totally. And that's how he lived his life. And I had to break up because I pushed that car so many times on so many dates because his math was off. His math was just off. And we were just pushing that car constantly.
Dustin, I saw one here.
A slicer for the bacon.
Oh, that's the one I was looking at. Sarah said a slicer. So if you're only getting a slicer for bacon, I'd do the meat grinder first. You can hand slice the bacon if you need to.
Yeah. You get the appliance you will use. That's good advice, Miriam. That's really good advice for anything. Get the thing that you authentically want to use. I am one of those people who Target would always like nab me in the store because they would, I guess now they're like yellow clearance stickers, but they used to be red clearance stickers. And I would see the red clearance sticker. And now I'm like, oh, now this must be something that I need because it's really cheap. But it's only a value if you're actually going to use the thing.
Right. Rick said they're shutting down meat processing plants. You have a combination of shutting down meat processing plants along with people just aren't becoming butchers.
If you want your child to like write their own ticket, like send them to butchery school.
Well, and then the problem is like we've talked about it. There are only 2 places in the entire state of Florida if you want to learn how to process.
And we need to send Joe to that school.
I think you should do it.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be as good. I think you would be excellent with it. I think I'd come home and we'd had a kitchen accident or something.
Rick said we need to grow more Muscovy ducks. A properly fattened Muscovy tastes just like steak.
Ooh.
Every once in a while we get our
we
get our thing in us that we're gonna get ducks, and then we're like, they poop too much.
And then we wind up not getting
Here's the cool thing is
I have a couple that just keep landing in the yard, and the chickens
get the shotgun.
Well, the chickens are like, absolutely not. You are not from this farm, and you need to go, young man, young lady, and just run them off.
The cool thing is that I am being left to my own device tomorrow. Because somebody is going to a wedding and I'm not going.
Oh gosh, and it's the Friday night auction.
And it's Friday night.
Can somebody please go to the Friday night auction in Arcadia?
So Rachel may come home to a goat.
I could have a llama.
She might come home to a goat.
Could be something. Yeah, Miriam says
or an emu. I really want an emu.
It's funny because Peyton is very like with birds. Anything that's got fur, like she loves the pig, she loves the sheep, anything, she loves Tabitha, she loves Maisie, but like the birds are kind of like, she doesn't know what to do with those.
Because they're flighty.
And so we go to the auction and she's just telling me, she's like, oh, Ma, there's going to be a lot of birds that we don't know. Like your birds are nice. We know them, but we're going to go to the auction and we don't know these birds. And I'm like, you're right. We don't know them, but they're going to be in a cage and Oma's going to hold you and we're going to be fine. And she's like, okay, fine. First bird we walk into, it is a giant adult emu. And she's like, whoa, what is going on with these chickens? And I'm like, this is not a chicken. This is an emu. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can handle that. Miriam said Max could be a butcher. He's pretty meticulous.
Good idea.
I think that is an excellent idea. And I'm telling you what, you could start your own business probably there too, but like here for real ski. I mean, I know so many people that are like swarm their processor.
I have been looking for a processor for when we do the pigs. When I first started looking at it like 8 months ago, just to kind of get an idea, it was like $100 kill fee and $1 per pound wrapping fee. Plus, if you wanted bacon or any kind of specialty sausage, that was extra. It is now up to $150 kill fee and $1.70 per pound wrap fee. So you're talking about what, a 50% increase, a little bit more because of the wrapping.
And it's kind of like anything.
Which is why we're going to do our own sheep.
You sell, you have to, just like any trade, you have certain equipment that you need to have. Like if you're going to be a plumber, you have to have a certain setup of tools. Electrician, you have to have a certain setup of tools. But then once you have all those things, it's repeating, right? The same type of thing. Like you're processing cows, you're processing pigs, you're processing sheep, and they're the same each time, right? You need the same equipment. So once you have that initial setup fee, it's shampoo, rinse, repeat.
Okay. Bob has a good question. Are the stores that sell ground beef better than you grinding your own thawed beef? No. And it's interesting. We have a video coming out kind of about this. It's not necessarily about this, but we kind of touch on something about this. It's funny. We had a video. It was supposed to come out yesterday. We were filming, and then we've had a bunch of clouds and then a lightning strike. And the next thing you know, we lost all the power in here.
Everything.
In here. And so we couldn't finish the video. So now we have to go back and redo the video. But okay, so you're gonna see some people in carnivore groups and stuff and say, well, the problem with stuff from the store is it's multiple cows. Who cares? That to me makes no sense of why it matters if it's from one cow or from multiple cows.
They're not allowed to have any sick cows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the cows, when we have chicken, if we were to grind up the chicken, like we process all of our meat birds, and I am just we do that. We will set aside the chicken feet. Yes. Because everybody doesn't want chicken feet. Well, you're getting a package of chicken feet. Well, unless you have a mutant chicken, it only has 2 feet. But you buy a package of chicken and there's like 20 feet in there.
Right. If you buy a package of chicken breasts, it's for more than one chicken.
That's multiple chickens.
So I see a lot of people say that don't buy meat from Walmart or the grocery store because it's from multiple cows. The only way you're going to guarantee that the ground beef that you get is from a single head of cattle is if you buy a share of beef from a local farmer, because you're buying your cow.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else, it is going to be a blend of multiple cows. That doesn't matter. The reason it's better to do it at home is a bacteria issue. So understand that in the store, what they do with the ground beef is they take all the scraps that they're doing all their cut, and they take they'll take things like, tough cuts of meat and stuff that maybe this doesn't sell. But they'll take all of the scraps as they're chopping everything up, and they put that through the meat grinder. And then they also add in fat. That's how you get the 73, the 80-20, the 90-10. It's how much fat are they adding in? But the problem is when you look at E. coli and salmonella, okay, that only lives on the surface of the meat. So let's say you have a nice big roast. Any salmonella or E. coli or any other bacteria is only on the very outside of that roast. As soon as you go to cook it, you have now killed that bacteria on the outside. But if you're cooking to rare, you don't have to worry about the inside because the salmonella, the E. coli, the bacteria is not in the middle. It's only on the surface. With ground beef, you're taking multiple pieces of meat that could have E. coli, salmonella, different bacteria. You're throwing it through a grinder. So now it's all mixed up.
Right.
Which is why ground beef hamburgers is a higher risk when it comes to eating it rare, medium rare. That's why many restaurants, like a lot of restaurants, especially like the fast food or the casual places, will
Chili's.
Only cook a burger to well or medium well. Like, you can't get rare burgers in a lot of, almost all fast food or even casual sit downs.
You're not getting
they won't do it because it's a health risk.
McDonald's is not going to do that thing.
No, it's a health risk. So when you do it at home, if you have a big roast and you had it and you thaw it out and you run that through your grinder, well, any bacteria, well, first of all, if it's in the freezer, you're good. But any bacteria that may be on the outside is only on the outside. So when you go to grind it, you would technically have less of a chance of having it because, again, it's on the outside.
Right. Why not process your own pigs at home?
Because I know how I could do a lamb.
We have done a pig at home. Not because we wanted to.
But there's two reasons. I need somebody like Robert, Keto Savage, or Dr. Schindler to teach me how to do it, to get all of the different cuts that I want. Like, I could process my pig and cut off I can get the ribs, and after that, everything's going to be ground because I don't know how to get the Boston butt. I don't know enough about the anatomy of a pig for that. But also, we want to sell shares of pigs. And so now you need somebody that can do that, do all of the wrapping. If it's just for me, I'm fine with ground pork. Give me the ribs, give me the ground pork. I'm good. With the sheep, it's a lot less that I have to worry about. I'm not trying to get bacon out of a sheep. Like, we're going to get the leg of lamb. We're going to get a couple of roasts. We're going to get a bunch of ground lamb, which is what I want.
Stop trying to get bacon out of a sheep.
There's a lot less meat. Also, our pigs, when they go to be butchered, I mean, this is small for a pig, but big for us to be able to handle on our own. Our pigs are going to be between 200 to 250 pounds when we go to butcher them. Now, that is tiny for a pig.
Yeah.
When I was at the auction last week, somebody called into the auction and he's looking for 500-pound or more pigs.
That's a lot.
So, like, how am I going to butcher a 250-pound hog by myself?
Right.
Bandsaws, things like that, which, I mean, we used to go down to a place in Miami called Mary's Ranch.
You're probably familiar with it.
And we would buy like 75 to 100-pound pigs and roast them in a la cajicina, which I don't have anymore. Now I'll just dig a hole since I'm in the country. And
so good.
They would butcher it. They would just kill it and clean it, but then I wanted to like flatten it and stuff like that. So that's where the good old Sawzall comes out. Like the thing that cuts all the beams in my house. Give me that thing.
And I will never forget, because that was definitely something we always did, like July 4th. If you wanted one for Christmas, especially in Miami, use a hoist or tractor to lift your animals. That's what he did when he had to process Winston. Yeah. It's like he hoisted him up using our tractor forks and chains in order to do that. But that was not super fun. But I will never forget getting our pig that one time and for our cookout, and there being like an 8-year-old with a knife coming out because it's a family business and he's learning on the job. And it was just like, he's got his white apron covered in blood. And he's like, okay, who's next? Which pig? I was like, oh my gosh, like you're 8 years old. You remember that?
Yes. I was looking to see if I have that picture, but I don't know where. It's old.
It's very old. It's probably on your computer.
It's on here, but I mean, what year was the last time I did one of those?
It's been a while.
So, I think that's about it.
I think that's it. Chris says,
I only eat beef that was butchered with tons of carbide knives under the light of a quarter moon. Do you know what our video is?
Very, very specific. And then Matt says, does it matter if it's a waxing quarter or a waning quarter? I love it.
Okay, we are going to get off, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for Keto Beyond the Couch.
We love you guys.
Have a good night. Bye.